Right. Okay. We'll start with the Friday, and we'll go through it. And as Jordan said yesterday, Thursday was a very nasty day yesterday, and a lot of people get stepped out. So we'll go straight into what we preach. Yeah. We go into what's going on in the market today. I'll just turn the squawk down a bit. He keeps telling about aircraft carriers in Taiwan, which I don't think makes any difference to markets. Anyway, your risk management. I got stopped out yesterday. I did 2.5% of my account. You shouldn't lose more than 3% of your account. Yeah. So I stopped for the day at 3:30, and I was short Dow. I still got my fixed positions all had on. However, as Jordan just said, the Wall Street and the DAX in the last few days has been very, very volatile. And I said to a lot of people, depending on your size of your account, what contracts you want to trade. All we've read all the last 2 days are all these people on individual stocks, GAIN stocks, AMC stocks that are moving 30, 40%. We have advised many of our clients, not to go near them, because if you're risking 30% of whatever, it's not the way we trade. You can blow your account up in seconds. So the same thing, we do advise when the markets have been volatile. Maybe Wall Street's too busy. As I said yesterday, 3 times I had an automatic stop in Wall Street at 30 ticks. As I pressed to sell, I was stopped out in the same breath. So I did that 3 times. That's 90 ticks lost, within, I think, probably 3 seconds of trading. We look at Wall Street, I think one stage at 3 o'clock, it moved 180 ticks in 50 seconds. Very dangerous trade. Therefore, we look at other things to trade. Loads of you have been with me before. When you start, what you start on, you should all remember, Euro stock. Euro stocks are slightly safer. Anyway, so what we'll do, we'll go on to Friday. I had a quick look in there. Those of you on the email stuff I sent out, which I think James Fair sent out. You know what the figures come out with a raft, I think it's the right word, a raft of figures out at 1:30, obviously busy in the afternoon. Okay. The things that come out, obviously, Narrowvax comes out, which should be good for the FTSE. The vaccine that's come out, they reckon they've controlled the Kent variant that came out, which I think is probably on I caught. The EU wants to wrap up the vaccine. The Biden relief is gaining power. The dollar's extending power. However, the big news is you probably haven't got on your screen is that Yellen is meeting Biden at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And they're going to talk about the economy. And by then, I think everyone probably had enough of Friday. However, that's a heads up to what's going on. Again, this week, we'll quickly go on to the figure. I'm going to be looking at the FTSE at 8 o'clock. However, yet again, we're looking at multiples, but it tends to have been, I said, maybe not 8 o'clock at night, but at 8:03, 8:04, we've seen a move. There's the same thing. If you're new to trading anything else, look at Euro stocks, are a lot safer, And again, the big thing that people learned this week, you should never lose maximum 3% of your account in one day. Maximum. Some people say 2%. And the wisdom is for that is that you don't want to blow your account. You don't want one day to ruin a week's trading, a month's trading, and in some cases, as we've seen overnight, in some of these stocks, a year's trading. So again, and also it's Friday, we don't want to do our after Friday. Finally, on the chat, you've got 3-4 minutes before we go into the price action, is that today is the last day of January 2021. FTSE is currently down on the month. And what we tend to see in the FTSE, especially coming into the close of the cash markets, those of you who don't understand, the cash market shuts at 4:30. What a lot of funds tend to do on the month, they buy at the start of the month. If you go back to the chart, to the 4th or 5th of January, we saw, or the 6th especially, we saw the biggest move in FTSE rally this year, well, actually January, but it moved almost 4%. FTSE got up to 6.7. On the 7th of January, FTSE was trading 6,950. Slightly different roll on 25 days, whatever. We're now trading 6,450. So what we tend to get maybe is that the funds you piled in start of the month, which they did do, obviously, the open interest tells us that, at 4.20 to 4.30, we may, and I repeat, may see them selling what they put in the month. A lot of these funds are trade month by month. So between 4:20 to 4:30, they may have to get out what they put in. And those of you who are aware of it before, Monday, when February starts, they have to come back in again. Yeah, that's the rule, but it's mainly for the FTSE. We'll go through it possibly on a Zoom at 4:15, 4:30, also because Biden's talking. We're coming into the 8 o'clock thing. Choose what you're going to choose. I'm going to have the FTSE up. Look at the FTSE, the price action. It's Friday. I'm very much aware, yeah, that I don't want to do my arse on a Friday because it'll ruin my weekend, yeah. And I've done that before, and I think a lot of people are still licking their wounds from yesterday. The other big adage of when you're trading, if you've had a shit Thursday, don't try and make it all back on Friday. That is the first thing you should write down on a piece of paper when you're trading. Yeah. And obviously, we always say Thursday's the busiest day of the week, and yesterday did not let us down. The rally yesterday, I still have no idea where it came from. However, it does look as though it came from the central banks. Yeah. So as I said, it does help when you're discussing with you, when you realize everyone else has done their arse, you feel slightly better. Only slightly, but better. Okay, so I'm going to look at the FTSE to come in there. Next week, we're going to be a bit more proactive. Some of you are going to come in and do the price action and talk it through. Yeah, because the same thing, when we're scalping, we keep our hand on our mouse for whatever and see if there's any reaction in there. What we've seen, obviously, overnight is that all the indices have come off for a multitude of reasons. Maybe I'm still fairly bearish. However, we cannot be overly bearish. We saw yesterday. I lost money yesterday, and you know what? The Wall Street 600 ticks lower. So although I was right in my view, my timing was wrong, my position was wrong. Actually, everything probably from 2:30 onwards was a complete disaster. But I can't look back and say, "Oh, I was right." Yeah. Look to my screen there. I've got all the yellow stuff on it. So, I don't know what happened there.
Been doodling, Neil.
Well, I don't know if I've got the power to doodle. Yeah. Right, now FTSE again. Oh, right. How's that doodle? Right, okay, we're good at, and we see the FTSE's immediately been hit here. Yeah. We've come down at, what is it, 15, 20 ticks. And this is, again, this is a price orders. That's half asleep there. Yeah. That is just a big seller or a stop that's coming from up here. And we can see it has massively moved both ways here. 15, 20 ticks.
Are you all right?
That is interesting. I missed it. Hands up.
Yeah. It's got a few teeth in the middle, missing. Yeah, well, I'm changing them now. Not only I don't have
we seen here, so the stocks come off. I'm going to whack it a 1 minute chart.
At the front where it doesn't get fucking touched. And hopefully with this bit here where it's obviously not there.
I can't let someone's talking here. I'll listen to what he's saying. Again, those who are new, we see this price. Instead of selling the camp here, you see it's moving very fast.
If I got away,
yeah.
Obviously I'll just press it when I got away and go. Yeah. It's obviously already going. Spinning on. Aye. Sometimes if I got it on it with my phone, it'll obviously do the same.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to put something on mute here because it's a rather.
Teeth missing.
Yeah. So if you go on mute, I think the probably best idea.
You want a remote or you're?
There, I've done it. Okay, that's all right. Again, we're just seeing on that sell order there. Straight up, we expect that at 8 o'clock. We're now 1 minute in. We've got the 1 minute chart in. We've reached a new low. What have we got in the FTSE? I think I've missed that, so I was half asleep. But that's what we come in for 8 o'clock to see that selling come in. We saw the rate. Basically, we've almost made a new low, broke the low from here, and basically, I think we're in for another volatile morning session. I was looking to buy it just below the figure on the FTSE. I'm going to have a quick look over here to see if there's any action elsewhere. Yeah, the DAX got hit as well. So look at the DAX. Look at the DAX on the opening. 92, 30 ticks. Let's put it back on a 5 minute chart. The lunacy.
IG are being a bit naughty at the moment. They keep rejecting positions and orders.
Okay, very good point. We have made this point before, and I think you made it yesterday.
Yeah.
What happens on your retail platforms, Robinhood, CMC, all of them, when you put your order in, it is so important at the moment to put your stop in.
They rejected my stop then as well.
Well, what you do is you put your stop in, when you put your order in, you put your stop in the same time. You can put before you press the button.
Right.
Yeah. Therefore, it's automatic. So if they accept your order, they accept the stop. And the reason why they don't accept your order because they're the other side of the trade.
Yeah.
So they're losing money. And everyone's complaining about that's what you do. So therefore, when you go to an exchange and trade exchange, you pay your commission fee and everything else. It doesn't happen because I'm trading with Jordan, I'm playing with Charlie, I'm trading with Chris, I'm trading with Don, I'm playing Graham, Jay, Carl, all of those. You're a big market to trade with, not just one.
Yeah.
So it's very common at the moment. Everyone's complaining about it, and they will always do it. They'll either freeze the market so you can't see what's actually trading. So it's so important that you do put your stop in. In a way, if they won't accept your order, it's a positive because you want to make sure that your stop's in there.
Yeah, I mean, I bought at 23 just on a slight rejection and took 10 ticks out of it. But then I tried to put a stop in I diluted my position and tried to put a stop in at break even for the second lot, and it wouldn't let me do that.
Yeah, I mean, that you'll be aware of that as the market gets more and more volatile. What you will see is two things. You've seen it yesterday. We have seen so quick on the share screen, man. We see this day. A lot of the companies now have put margin calls in. They've doubled the margin calls for certain conditions, and you'll find that. And what you'll also see as the market gets more and more, pardon me, volatile, the spreads between the bid and offer will get wider as well. And if it's really volatile, you could get the spreads between the FTSE being 5 or 10 ticks. Especially if it gets out of order. You've seen that in the Dow. Those of you trading the Dow and you say you're trading £1 or £2, if you're trading Wall Street, you're not trading £1 or £2 because it's basically trading 10 tick increments. The DAX is the same. The DAX is probably trading 2 or 3 tick increments. It's the same thing in the Wall Street. If you're trading a couple of quid, if you're trading 10 ticks, you're paying £10 a tick. Big difference. Yeah. So I said at the moment, the volatility coming in, everything else, you don't have to be really big shot, the big size, you can trade smaller size. Yeah. The same thing with scalping, like you did there, taking 15 ticks, right thing to do, getting a plus foot, you're green for the morning. Yeah. That's all you got to do. Your first trade is so important to be green, it keeps you on the front foot. What we have identified here is saying I feel better because the only reason I've got at the moment is I'm long VIX. I've done that for a reason, and I'm happy with that. It's rallied. But yet again, yesterday, I had to take take it on the chin. I got stopped out for the day. Yeah, annoyed, and obviously I come in this morning, and I would have made a load of money if I carried my position over. Yeah, I think the Dow was it 30,900 or something. Yeah, almost a new highs, and almost now it's 800 ticks lower. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You start the new day. You don't try and make that loss back. The same thing I think at the moment. Very clear. I've got a 5-minute candle up. We're not day traders at the moment this week. We're not hourly traders. I think we're possibly half-hourly traders. We get enough movement in the market. You think for the FTSE here, in the last 6 minutes, you've seen a 30-tick move. Let's whack it up in the DAX. That must be going lower. 200 ticks down. Where have we got on here? 8 o'clock, 01. 50, 60 ticks in the DAX. So we know the potential there. What we have to be very clear, I think, and most of you only have 4 or 5 bullets to trade today. That's all you need. Yeah, because you are right. In the market's here. We're trading, we're scalping away. We're going to be able to nick 40, 50 ticks. Okay, we'll come back to the others. We've got to do one-to-ones, and we'll probably come back at 4:20 to chat about the month end. I'm going to do it. But what we're seeing at the moment is a sell-off, and we're only 7 minutes in. Those of you new, a few of you, that's why we're coming for 750. The reason why the sell-offs come here is because the cash market's open, and people just trade on the price. They want to sell at market, buy at market. And what we probably saw is a few stops coming in here, especially in the FTSE. The FTSE is almost 2% off. In theory, Jordan, good scalp to get out of. You think at 8 o'clock here, FTSE, we are off 30 ticks, 0.5%. Yeah. Good luck today. Keep it tight. Yeah. And remember, don't blow your day's trading in the first hour. All right. Speak to you later.
Cheers, Neil.
Thank you.
Cheers, Neil.